Hey guys, I'm back, and today I'm going to be doing a Sabre basics tutorial, just like I did on the rifle. Amanda's not here because I'm at home and it's the weekend, so I'll be the only one doing it today. It's a little noisy right now because I've got neighbors over there doing God knows what, and cars right here, so I'm sorry if you can't hear me very well. I'm going to try and talk as loud as I can. So with that in mind, let's get into this business. So the first thing I'm going to go over, just like I did on rifle, is drop spins, or spins. It's actually just more common to call them spins on weapons, both rifle and saber. It's only drop spins on flag, so on weapons it's just spins. First, let me go over the parts of the saber. This right here is called your tape. This is your tip. When you are taping your actual saber, you want to make sure that there's a lot of tape on both of these parts, so that way, number one, they're defined, and number two, so the tip doesn't attack anybody. It makes it a lot safer. This right here, the black part, is called the hilt. This right here is called the basket, and this whole thing is just referred to as the blade. So tip, tape, blade, hilt. Oh, this whole thing is the hilt, and this is the basket. All right, with that in mind, you're going to start with your right hand at the tape. Your index finger right here needs to be right on the tape, and the rest of your hand is just going to kind of hold the saber. What you want to think about is right here on your palm where the finger meets the actual palm of your hand. That divot right there where the joint is, that's where you want to rest the saber in, so that way when you're spinning it, it's not doing this as you're doing your spins. So again, to start, you're going to have your index finger on the tape with all the other fingers wrapped around the blade. Your left hand, this is your right hand, left hand is going to be at your basket, and it's just going to hold it. You're going to have it resting flat at your hip bones, or your American Eagle jeans, where your jeans would rest. This is your starting position. Now, saber is different from rifle in when you start, you don't have to count to 7 and move your thumb, because your thumb is not wrapped when you start. So it's not 5, 6, 7 and then move your thumb. It's just 5, 6, 7 and you hold there. So you're going to start moving on 8. So 5, 6, 7. On 8, you're just going to push slightly on the saber until it's straight up and down. This is count 8. The reason why I say push slightly is because it's different than on rifle. Let me show you. I have my rifle with me. On rifle, you start like this. Oh, sorry, you start like this. This is the heavy part of the rifle, right here, on the butt. And the butt is on the side that you're holding. It's not the side that's spinning while you're doing your spins. On saber, it's different. The heavy part of the saber is the hilt, and it is spinning while you are doing your spins. So you don't want to push as hard, because the heavy part of the saber is just going to take it down. So that way, if you do end up pushing, you're going to end up going past what you should, and you'll usually stop right here, whereas you should be stopping straight up and down. So 5, 6, 7, 8. That's counting. Now, your release point for spins on saber is also different, whereas on rifle, again, because of the weight difference, you would get all the way up to this top angle before you release to get it to go into one spin. On a saber, you're going to release flat, because that weight is already going to be taking it all the way around, so there's no point in getting it all the way up to this top angle, because if you were to try to do that, it would get all the way to there, and you don't want that. You just want it to get to there, okay? Now, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. The thing you're going to notice is you start at the tape right here. When you do your spin, your hand is going to move to about halfway between the hilt and the tape on the actual blade. Reason for that is it's hard to do spins from all the way out here. It makes you slow, and it's just not, it makes it look bad, it's slow, and it's just not a very effective way to do the spins. So you're going to travel down to about halfway between the hilt and the tape in order to keep doing them at a nice, good pace. This is a much more effective way to do your spins. So 5, 6, 7, push, and 1, you're about halfway down. If you want to keep going, all you have to do is continue the motion, the circular motion, going around and around and around, making sure that you're keeping the blade inside that joint, those joints that I was talking about, to make sure that the blade doesn't do this while you're spinning in the air, and it's just continuing to go around and around nice and smooth. It's not affecting your timing at all, and you're pretty much set to just do spins as long as you can. To close, there are several different ways to close on a saber. I'm only going to go over 2 of them because those are the only 2 that I know. So the first one is when you completely finish with however many spins you're doing, you're going to continue with the spinning motion, although you're going to think hold on just a little bit too long, I would say, and you're going to catch up inside of the hilt as if you were brandishing the sword. So this is how you're going to stop it. 5, 6, 7, pushing, 1, 2, 3, 4, and squeeze. This is where you would get to. Now to get to the other side, the other flat, you're going to come down to flat. So it's going to be 1, hold 2, down 3, 4, 5, you're going to reach around and you're going to grab the basket. 6, you're going to flip it over. 7, you're going to hold. And then 8, you're going to start on the left-sided drop spins. Or spins, sorry. And then you can just do it off the other side, everything just like that. Make sure when you are doing your spins, your free arm is pressed down at your side, your arm is, your elbow is tucked into your side, and your arm is parallel to the ground, flat, and when you close, boom, you want to make sure that your arm comes out, it's nice and flat, it's boxed out, so that way you can actually stop the saber, and you continue to box out until you push and everything is reversed. This arm is going to be the one that's pressed, this one is going to be the one that's tucked in flat, and then boom, when you catch, nice and sturdy arm, you're going to bring it down, switch. And that is how you do drop spins both on the right and the left. The other close that you can do for drop spins is 1, 2, and you're going to go into your left flat. This is the flat that you would use to prepare for tosses. And to continue to get to the other side so you can start drop spins is you're just going to come up and you're going to grab like this. So you just went and squeeze, you're going to come up. Your left hand is going to be in the basket, your right hand is going to be at the hilt. You're going to come down, you're going to reach around, grab, pull, and then you're just going to start on your left-handed drop spins. Okay, so it's 1, 2, hit, up, down, around, and push. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, push, and there you go. Those are the other ways that you could do a close and go into left-handed drop spins. Next thing I'm going to go over is double time. It's the same thing as on rifle, but there's a catch to it because it's a lot harder to do on saber. So I'll just go over that little tip right there. So just to review what was on rifle, it's drop spin. You're going to flip it onto the other side of the saber and you're going to grab it in your left hand. You're going to continue to do it. Instead of doing just a drop spin, you're actually going to do like a half, and you're going to grab like this on the saber with your basket facing to this side. So it's just drop spin, hit, up, squeeze. Then you're going to hit again on the other side of the saber, you're just flipping it, and then you're going to go over again. Now, the reason why I say that it's a little bit more difficult on saber than it is on rifle is because there's not enough mass on the saber that it's easy for the saber to do this and spin in your hand while you're doing the double time. And if you were to allow it to do that, it would be harder to do your double time and also harder to stop it. So make sure that you're keeping the saber in the pinched part of your hand that I was talking about earlier. And also, whenever you grab it like this, you're only using the tips of your fingers to really squeeze it and then bring it back into your other hand, so that way it doesn't flip as much. Because then, oop, that's triple time, I'm sorry. Then, you can do the double time without being messed up, okay? So that's the only difference on Sabre. If you wanted to do triple time on Sabre, that is also possible. You just gotta really continue to squeeze the way I told you before, so you don't allow the Sabre to flip in your hand. You can also do alternates on Sabre, just like I did on Rifle, where it's just bottom, top, bottom, top. It's the same thing as double time, you're just taking out your left hand. Again, you really have to squeeze to get it to go around. It's a little harder than on Rifle because the weight distribution is a lot different. So that is double time, triple time, and also alternate. Now I'm going to go over singles. So 1, 2, hit. You're going to hit this flat that I talked about earlier with preparing for tosses. Then you're going to come into your quarter dip with your right hand at your chin, just like I told you before in the Rifle video, and your left hand is going to be at your left hip. Make sure this is a really nice tight angle. It's the shoulder hip angle because it goes through your collarbone down to your hip. You're going to go 1, 2, 3. The hit is on count 3. Then 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make sure that when you get to this, it's on count 4. So 1, 2, 3, count 4. You're going to hold 3 and at the flat, and 4 and when you get to this. 1, 2, 3, and 4 and. Now on 5, you're just going to swing the Sabre down, pushing this hand to your side. You're going to make sure that it's nice and flush with your leg, and that you are really pressing your hand, making sure there's no claw or anything like that, and you're really keeping a nice shape. Sorry, my phone just had a message and I had to get rid of it. So keeping this nice shape. When you get to here, your release point, just like on drop spins, because the weight is different, you don't want to get to this upper angle. You want to make sure you're stopping it at flat when you release because of that different weight distribution than the Rifle. So it's around and squeeze. Now, when you release, all you're going to do is flip your hand over. You don't need to go up any height whatsoever. You just need to flick your wrist to make it come out, so that way it rotates as a single one time. So when you release like this, you really whereas on Rifle, when you release, your hand is going to be open. On Sabre, your hand is going to be closed. It's going to be a fist. Boom. Like that. It's going to be different than Rifle while it's spinning in the air as well, because of that different weight distribution, whereas a Rifle will go straight up and down. When it turns like this, it goes straight up and down. The Sabre spins off of the left side of your body, which is really awkward to really learn how to do, because for people who are used to spinning on Rifle, it's almost as if they're doing this the whole time, and that is very awkward, but on Sabre it makes sense. So, up, squeeze. Now when you catch on Sabre, you're going to catch the way you start drop spins. You really want to reach for the tape and get your pointer finger on it, and you're going to grab the basket. So, boom. Now I'm going to go over blade tosses. For blades, you're going to start with your hand in the basket, but instead of looped inside the basket, it's going to be like this, as if you were preparing for a toss. You're just going to shift it like this onto the angle. Your right hand is just going to be your forefinger and your thumb, and you're going to pinch the blade about 3 or 4 fingers away from the tape, and you're going to hold 5, 6, 7, and 8. For just a normal toss, you would start with these drop spins. You would move on 8 to get into the flat. For a blade toss, you hold 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you move on 8 and to this swing. Now what you're going to do is you're going to get all the way down to this angle on 8 and 5, 6, 7, 8 and you're going to sort of J the Sabre, make a J with your hand when you do it. So like that. And you're just going to let go on 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, squeeze. Now, to get it out, how you want to think about is, because you're only pinching it with your first 2 fingers, you really just want to let it go until it slips out of your fingers. And once it slips out of your fingers, that's all you have to do, and then all you have to worry about is catching it. Now, there are different ways to catch the Sabre. For me, we were taught that you want to catch kind of with those a furthest away from the tape, but sometimes I catch literally right above the tape, so it really doesn't matter. But as long as you really stop the saber, it doesn't matter. How you're going to achieve that stop is boxing out your arm like this and really going in for the saber very sturdily and stopping it straight up and down. And that is how you do a blade toss. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, squeeze. So that is it for saber technique. Sorry that I haven't been posting a lot. As I said at the beginning of the video, I've been really busy. Senior year has been taking up a lot of my attention, plus I've been doing guard and family stuff as well because I'm getting ready to move. But I'm hopefully going to start posting a few more videos for everybody, and then that's pretty much it. Not much for me I'm getting out of this. It's pretty much all for you guys. So if you liked this video, please subscribe, and if you want to see me do other things, comment down below and I'll try and make time for it, but right now I really don't have a lot of time. But I am taking suggestions and I'm putting them in my back pocket for ideas for future videos. So if you feel like you want me to do something, just please leave descriptions below. If you need help with anything in particular, I can make tutorial videos on how to do those as well. And yeah, so click the like button if you like this video. Please don't click the dislike button because that hurts my feelings and it's mean. I don't know how else to say that. I'm very tired today, if you couldn't tell. It's cold and Christmas is coming and we're getting ready for Christmas later today, and so I really gotta hurry and make this second video. But hi car. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hey guys, so one last thing. Over Thanksgiving break, I was contracted for my favorite drum corps team, Madison Scouts, which if you don't know what drum corps is, it's like professional marching band with brass, percussion, and color guard. And I was contracted for my favorite team, which is like a really big deal. I get to travel across the United States with them. I get to go through a whole bunch of different competitions in this huge circuit. We'll go to finals together, and just it's going to be a really great experience. It's my first time doing it, and it's very expensive. So I have managed to come up with the money myself, but I have a friend who has not, and he needs help with donations and fundraising and all that kind of stuff, and he's asked me to let y'all know so that way maybe y'all can help with donating some money to him. Here's a picture of him or two, and I'm going to be posting a link to the website where you can donate money to him down in the description below, and please go and do that because he won't be able to march without the money, and it would be a real shame if he wasn't allowed to just because he couldn't come up with the money, because he's really good at what he does. So if you could please do that, that would be amazing. And thank you again for watching my videos. I hope to see y'all in my next one. So thank you.